revelator aggregator. Well, not to brag, because I had lots of help figuring it out on the YouTubes, where the real news is located for now. But good old Mueller did his job, did exactly what the Luciferians that run the world wanted him to do, in my humble opinion, and crafted this idiotic cover story about Russia hacking our elections, and then sold it to the American people by saying, well, they hacked their elections or tried to, but Trump really wasn't involved. Now, I go into all this in detail in my video called Mueller Covers Up. I believe the subtitle is Trump, Israel, Clinton, and the Queen, where basically I postulate that England interfered or attempted to interfere for Clinton in the 2016 election, but that Israel and the Mossad and Black Cube et al., who is way better at interfering in public opinion, interfering in elections and swaying public opinion, interfered for old President Orange guy. So I'm not going to go into all that again here. Suffice to say, it appears that Israel's gotten away with its shenanigans. The nation state of Israel. Keep in mind, I'm not talking about the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob here, but that Israel's gotten away with its shenanigans yet again. I want to say to all my brothers and sisters out there that have followed this thing by watching the mainstream media for the past 2+ years, I just want to say I'm praying for you, and I hate it for you. And I know a lot of you were just hanging on all their idiotic lies and nonsense because you wanted to believe so bad that dread President Orange guy, the dread pirate Trump, was going to go down. The evil comic book super genius, President Orange guy Trump, was going down. And I'm sorry that they played y'all like that, and it was real mean. And if y'all would like some friendly advice, I would suggest turn off them lies. Turn off that TV. It requires a bit more discernment, but you can get the truth a lot easier just by getting your news from YouTube and the internet. Now, given all this, there's all kinds of agendas being pushed in the alternative media, just like there is in the mainstream media. But they're generally more transparent with their agendas, and you can see through them a lot better. Tonight's going to be one of those rare occasions where I sit down, hopefully with First Lady Aggregator, and we tune into the Rachel Maddow show. And I know it's not super Christ-like to have an attitude of schadenfreude, but I'm like giddy about watching Rachel lose it tonight, because she's been one of the biggest cheerleaders for this Russia thing, and she's been her usual pompous know-it-all, he's going down, Rachel Maddow self. So I don't know if it'll be as delicious as watching her melt down on election night, but it will be pretty delicious. But again, my heart, no sarcasm, my heart goes out to all of my friends and brothers and sisters out there who have been just sold a bill of goods on this whole thing for the past 2+ years. And I hate it for y'all. Anyway, for now, and I'll jump back on here after I watch some or all of Rachel lose it. But in any event, I'll see y'all on the other side. So to quote First Lady Aggregator, I know don't nobody care about the backstory, but Roku doesn't have MSNBC live streaming on it for some reason. So I tuned in a few minutes late because my wife's a genius and let me listen to the streaming audio, and I tuned in, and Rachel was just blabbering on about Watergate and all this. And a lot of smart people on YouTube have called it and basically said they're going to hone in on this obstruction mess now. And I guess I didn't expect an apology, but she didn't say anything about how for 2 years she was like, Russia, 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 and Trump colluded, and Trump and Putin are boyfriends, and Trump and Putin went fishing together to plan out the election, and blah, blah, blah. It was nothing about how she was sorry or how she misled people. And that's the most disgusting part of all this is everybody, and she may just be a useful idiot. I don't think people like Anderson Cooper are useful idiots. I think he's CIA all the way, and there's some pretty compelling evidence. But they've known, the higher ups in the Zionist-controlled media have known that Israel colluded with super Zionist Trump, that Israel was behind the release of the WikiLeaks emails, the Podesta emails, and the Clinton emails. And all those things in those emails are legit. They've never been denied. Creepy, freaky, deaky Podesta has never denied all the weird codes in his emails. So I'm glad that to the extent that Israel shone a light on all that stuff, I'm glad. But I don't like any foreign powers trying to manipulate our election. The worst part of it is the higher ups in the media knew all along Mueller was a cover-up artist and that he was going to peg everything on Russia, even though there's no real evidence of it, and a fair amount of evidence that Israeli intelligence, or at least outboard intelligence groups affiliated with Israeli intelligence, was behind the hacking. Not a hacking, because it was more than likely done with somebody on the inside in the jump drive, potentially Seth Rich. They'd known all along that Israel was behind it and that Mueller was going to cover it up and pin it on Russia. And that's what he did, and that's what he was supposed to do. But they led people on and played on people's desire to see Orange Boy go down. And it was just craven and calculated. And as funny as it is to watch the media now try to scramble around with their idiotic narrative, it's just sad to think of how they played on the emotions of their viewers who wanted to believe this foolishness so badly. So I have no sense of superiority. I really don't. Because if I were politically so inclined, I may have bought into it myself. And the people on the other side shouldn't feel any more superior than the people on the left, because they've totally bought into how no foreign power would ever conceive of interfering in our elections, and how stupid it all is that Trump, like any other politician, would seek to win an election by getting powerful foreign interests to help him sway the minds of the electorate. But also, one final thought. I thought it was really interesting how Israel's been in the news and how Trump's big upped Israel again by basically saying, yes, go ahead, the Golan Heights are yours, you may bomb them, you have America's blessing. Like, right as all this is going on, it's almost like they're trying to tell us something without telling us, right at the same time as Mueller and all this report coming out, or not his report, because as Rachel stressed, we don't really know what the Mueller report says, because it's not been released to anybody except William Barr, who's just telling us what's in it. So, but at the same time all this is happening, all this is going on with Israel. And they'll be in the same newscasts together, talking about them back to back. And it's just, if people would just make that little leap, they could see what really happened in the 2016 elections. And Israel is going to get away with it again. this collusion they perpetrated. And England may not. I mean, maybe people will be held accountable for the Clinton end of it. I don't know, probably not. Because like George Carlin says, as y'all know, it's one big club and you ain't in it. So, in any event, Father God bless you all. Jesus Christ saves. Stay positive.